What's up, everyone? Welcome to Power Play with CJ. Not as happy as some of the other pieces recently, but it was never a great time to talk about it. But the 2 days kind of just coincided with each other. Obviously today or yesterday, whatever time zone you're in, Robin Williams, the comedian actor, apparently committed suicide. Obviously he's deceased now, but cause of death appears to be suicide, and Rypien's suicide was, I believe, actually, I got it right here, August 15th, 2011, so 3 years ago, 3 days from today. And, there's just never a good, time to have a discussion like this, but, you look at the Bell Let's Talk, and, you look at the tweets of support, that we saw Robin Williams today, and I'm sure we'll see in the next couple of days with Rypien, and rightfully so. People obviously mean very, very well, but it's a discussion that needs to be ongoing. There needs to be, the stigma needs to be broken down. To be honest with you, whether it's Rypien or Robin Williams, two people that, because of their battles with psychological problems and obviously mental illness to a degree, I don't think either one appreciated how, because of those, the psychological issues, how much they were loved universally. You look at Robin Williams. Find someone who doesn't love Dead Poet Society, or in my case, Good Will Hunting, or Good Morning Vietnam's one of my all-time favorite movies. He's just an amazing actor and very, very funny stand-up comic. Weapons of Self-Destruction is literally one of the funniest 2 hours you will ever have in your life. Really one of the, and that was one of his more recent works. Going back further, he's been a dominant entertainer for 30 some odd years, but definitely a sad moment for people like me that love movies and comedy. But going a step further with Rypien, he was a kid that didn't have it easy making the NHL as an undersized enforcer, but losing his girlfriend when he's playing with the Regina Pats, and just really battling, and dying before he had the opportunity to play for his hometown Winnipeg Jets. Because of suicide, just really makes it it's a tough situation to look at. And again, it's not an easy discussion to have, but it's a discussion that's needed, to tweet about or post on Facebook, or have an Instagram picture or whatever, that you're obviously doing the right thing, but you have to, if you know someone that's having suicidal thoughts, I'm not saying baby them, but just make sure they know that they're loved and cared for, because I think that could have made all the difference for Robin Williams and for Rick Rypien. I think I look back at when Rick Rypien was with Vancouver back in 2011. They were playing the Bruins in the finals. He didn't play in the playoffs that year for the Nucks, but he had shown issues. There was mental health issues that red flags went up during the season that year. Obviously, I think he went at one of the fans of Minnesota, and it was like one or two other things off the top of my head. And I saw a couple of the Canucks at the restaurant I worked at the time. I actually worked outside the restaurant at Valentine Cars, but that's neither here nor there. And I was we're all chanting stuff at Luongo and stuff like that. And if Rypien was there, how many of us would have chanted something about the mental illness? And I hate myself for that. For being at that time 19 and naive, and just thinking like that's something to make fun of. That's weighed on me. And obviously, I didn't say anything. Rypien wasn't even there, obviously, and I never said it. But I would have considered that to be an acceptable chant. It's not. And I guess that's part of the beauty of growing up, is seeing stuff like that isn't acceptable. And but I think that needs to be something that's done on a wider scale. That people understand that it's our job as members of society to tear down these barriers. We talk about a guy that gets hurt. You hurt your leg or your arm, you get help. Obviously, if your head's not right, you need to get help. And definitely not. It's not just limited to Rypien and Robin Williams, and not by any means, but they're two, big names. Obviously Robin Williams is a little more famous than Rick Rypien, but nonetheless, hopefully they can serve as bastions and help the rest of us understand what's going on, and we can try to make a difference, because this is an epidemic that isn't going away anytime soon, and it's going to take money, research, and obviously that's science's job, but as a society and as individuals, we need to be more accepting and watch how we say and act around people. No, I'm not trying to be politically correct here, not at all, but just show love more often. It's a tough world, and I really think that if mental illness is going to be battled head on, it needs to be a team effort from everyone, and we need to watch how we say and what we say and how we act. Because I go back to that kid, being me 3 years ago. Would I have said something bad to Rick Rypien? Probably. And it weighs on me. It really does. But hopefully through the Bell Let's Talk every year, and then I think hockey's done a fantastic job at helping research with mental health, and also making it a forefront of a discussion. You saw Patrick Burke's piece with Adam Proto last year. That's kind of what happened. So it was an amazing thing that really shined some light on it, and made it a more discussable issue. That's not even a word, I made it up. Anyway, that's on this episode of The Power Play with CJ on the Rick Rypien's death 3 years later, and Robin Williams happening to die that same week. Stay tuned for more episodes of the off season and beyond. Later, guys.